All right. Hey, yo, it's Nokutu here with another comic haul. I know it's been a little bit, about 5 months since my last video. But as always buying books. Uh, it's that time of the year. Spring is here, summer's coming, and yard sale, flea markets, small cons, big cons are in works. And so coming down the pike. And so, I have been buying books and they're just piling up. So I thought I'd bag some books and post some videos. All right. So what do we have here? Well, first of all, let me thank everyone, as always, for taking their time to watch my video. I appreciate you. I know there's not a lot of you, but for those that do, thank you. All right. So what do we have here? This is a purchase I just got off of eBay probably about 2 weeks ago. Vampirella number 4 from 2014. Pardon me, I don't not wearing my glasses, but 9.6, gorgeous Jenny Frison cover. This book here I got because there was a sale from this seller who I've purchased before. He offered a coupon and he had Vampirella 9.6. Very hard book to find in the wild. A 9.8 was hundreds of dollars more, literally $200 plus more than what I purchased this book for. So even with a slab, a 9.6, I'm very happy with. I paid less than $100, and I also bought this one, Vampirella number 6, also from 2014. Also a very hard book to find in high grade. Both of those books together, with shipping, I think I may have even, well, I know I got one of the shipping for free because I bought two, but and I think I might have got both shipped free. I paid less than $170 for both. So I thought that was a great deal. And then that was also in addition to a coupon. So even less than that. So I thought, if I came across those in high grade at a LCS somewhere, I would have probably paid $50 a piece for them. And so for a little bit more money to get it for under $100, I decided to pull the trigger. And because I had purchased from this seller before, I got that discount. Now, also, I got one other slab. Catwoman number 4. Filming this kind of at an angle because it's daytime and I'm trying to avoid the glare. But 9.8 Catwoman number 4 from 2018. Artgerm cover B, regular ratio. Gorgeous cover. Probably my favorite Catwoman cover that he did during that run. The Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman from the original Batman movie, number 2, Batman Returns, is also a great cover. This was going for under $75. With shipping, I think I may have paid $75. This is my third slabbed copy of Catwoman number 4. And actually, I was following three ads for this on eBay, and all 3 sellers offered me a discount, and 2 of them were, in the 60s, and so like, yeah, I'll buy that, buy another copy. So I've got another 9.8 coming. I think that makes my 4th copy of the Catwoman number 4 and 9.8. I've got numerous raw copies, but gorgeous cover. I think over time that may have some value. It's not going to be like I don't think it'll ever get up to like a $200 comic because Artgerm at this time has already established his reputation. His comics usually, for the most part, I think peak out at around $150. He may have a couple of $200 books from early low print runs, but nevertheless, love that cover. And then my last eBay purchase I bought, I got this book here. Now, for the longest time, I didn't think I was going to buy this book because of facsimiles, right? And the guy was actually advertising on Facebook, and he was from Canada. And so, but he wasn't selling on Facebook. He was just advertising that he had an eBay store. I actually bid on several things that he had. This was the only Marvel issue he had. And, you know, it looked like it was high grade. He had some pictures on Facebook. He had pictures on eBay. And so I took his word for it, that it was going to be a high grade. And because of facsimile, I didn't think I'd ever buy this book because I'm getting to the point where facsimiles are enough for me. But I saw the opportunity. It was an auction, so I bid on it. And this is Ultimate Fallout #4, first print, first appearance of Miles Morales. Now, interesting, he had said that he was going to include the polybag, and he sent that with it. And I'm thinking, wait a second. Is that this book here in there? Right? Because I have purchased that bag comic numerous times and never opened it because it was in a sealed bag. And I'm thinking, wait, I never bought this off the stand, so I didn't know if it came in that sealed bag. I thought it was going to be this #4, and couldn't fathom that this was actually this. So I actually opened one of those, and it's not that book. I got excited for a second. Like, man, do I have a lot of copies of Ultimate Fallout #4? And it's not. So I'm going to email that seller and ask him, what the heck are you talking about? That's not the polybag that Ultimate Fallout #4 came in, because this bag here is when Peter Parker dies. It is the death of Spider-Man in the comic, and has nothing to do with Miles Morales. So I just was showing that because I thought it was funny, because I actually believed it for a second there. All right. All right, let's show what else I got. All right, so I went on a road trip, and we were on spring break vacation in Orlando, and I bought some books from the seller. Now, we've been to Orlando before, and the major seller there is called Coliseum Comics. They have a bunch of stores. I think they may have 4 or 5 stores in the Florida, Orlando, Kissimmee, Lakeland area. They're okay. I mean, they got a lot of books. They have a wall. I think some of their stuff is overpriced for the condition. It's not appropriately priced for the condition. Maybe appropriately priced for the area because they are the largest comic dealer around, but I was not impressed. So anyway, I found this record store that sold comics, and I was like, man. So I went there, and it is a hoarder's heaven. I mean, it has just got stuff everywhere. I can't even remember the name of it. It's just that it's records and comics and something. And they sell like old radios and components. For those of you old enough to know what component players are, stereo cables, and they had comics. But there's no comics really out. They're just in boxes, and the guy has to pull a box for you. He sets it on top of some other boxes, and then you can go through them. And he's got a lot of books, but I don't think the price was all that good. A little high, in my opinion, but, at the same time, I'm on vacation. I'm like, I want to buy a book, and, I was actually looking to see if one of the things I do, I think I may have mentioned before, I try to leave a few Adam Hughes books to hunt for to make it fun. They're not expensive books, really. And so I almost wasn't going to buy anything, but he had this book there, and it was, I think he had $10 on that book, and that's one of the covers I'm missing. So that cover and a few others that I'm going to show leads me down to 3 Wonder Woman comic covers that Adam Hughes did that are not expensive. They're like $10 range books. They're not like $184, $300, the expensive books. They should be around $10, non-keys. And so I was like, okay, it's hard to find that in the wild. I was on vacation. I'm like, all right, I'll buy it. And so then I decided, well, I mean, he had a lot of books, a lot of key books, a lot of, high grade books, but they just were a little overpriced in my opinion. And so I decided to buy just two more books. And I almost didn't buy these. And retrospectively, I probably shouldn't have. But they were a reasonable price. And so I just went ahead and bought it. Detective Comics 429, Neil Adams cover, early bronze. One of the reasons why I bought it is because it was in very high grade. I mean, it was in high grade. I probably paid FMV. I think I paid $40 for that book, which is not bad considering. I mean, it is sharp. There's like one spine tick here. Other than that, high grade comic, very fine comic. And then I bought this, which is FMV, also King Kong #1, Dave Stevens cover. I'm not even sure why I bought that book. He had a number of Dave Stevens covers, none of the really high end ones that are sought after, DNA Agents or the. I have a copy of the one where it looks like Marilyn Monroe on there, but that was the gist of that trip. There wasn't really a whole lot of books about. And don't get me wrong, we went to a number of comic shops, and I just didn't find anything. So, all right, so let's go to some regular books. There was a little small con in late fall, early winter that I went to locally. I'd never been to it before. I'm not sure I would go again. It was about an hour away. It happens every year. They have pretty much the same vendors that are at other cons that occur locally, LCS shops locally. So I don't know if I would actually go back to that one. I'd probably wait to do the bigger one that's in this early summer. That has more vendors too, and so and they have other stuff. So I probably would wait for that con, but anyway, so I picked up some books there. I picked up this book here, John Royal, Grim Tales Terror. Nice looking cover. There's not really a lot to say about that book. I like John Royal. Kind of looks like J. Scott Campbell cover, but he has a following, and I wanted to buy some books, so I picked that up, and I hadn't seen that before. I actually bought 3 copies. Cover price wasn't like $1 or anything, but nice looking book. Retrospectively, when I look at prices for John Royal books, most of the newer books don't really go up in price significantly. I mean, it might get up to $10, but his G.I. Joe covers obviously command some bucks, and then some of his really earlier work does go for a little bit higher. All right, what else did I get? Got this for cover price because I didn't know if I had gotten that. This was late Halloween, after Halloween, obviously. Pumpkin Spice, not obviously, you wouldn't know, but it was after Halloween. And like I said, it was like in November. So I like Frank Cho's work. His lines are sharp, his pen work, so I bought that. Got this for $1. Now, it is intact. It was beat up, but it was intact. Covers attached. There's no tears. There's just lots of spine ticks. But, for $1, I still think it's worth $1. I think it's worth easily $1. And I wasn't going to leave it there for $1. But that's probably why it was still there. Todd McFarlane, 345, classic cover. I've shown that before. Got this for $1, which I thought was kind of a steal. It was in a long box of dollar books. Final issue of Uncanny X-Men 544, first volume. That's probably a $25 book. All white cover, It wasn't, I don't even think, I can't remember if it was bagged or not, but it was in pretty high grade for the way I found it. Got this for $1. Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale, Catwoman Murder Mystery, Catwoman When in Rome, #3. Only because I don't have that whole series yet. I've been slowly picking away at the books. You know, sometimes I'll find them because it's kind of card stock. They're always in dollar bins, but they're a lot of times not in high grade. And this was in near mint, so for $1, I wasn't going to leave it there. Then these books here, I got really happy with these two books in particular. So I bought this here, Legion #35, Adam Hughes, early work, gorgeous cover. I paid $20, I believe, for that book, maybe 25. That's my 4th or 5th copy of that issue, but my highest grade by far. I mean, this is sharp, all black cover, mostly the spine, has no ticks. I've actually never seen that comic in that high of a grade in raw. It really is CGC worthy to get graded. I mean, that is a very sharp comic. And so even at $25, that's still a great price for that comic. I think that comic is in that grade is probably 50, maybe even $60+ really happy to have that in that high of a grade. As another YouTuber says often, it is black activist worthy. If you watch his videos, you know who I'm talking about. Black activist worthy. He actually is a lot of times at all the cons that I go to. He was at this con in particular, thumbing through books, and but you know, I don't really say anything to him. He's in the zone when he's looking. He's not really chit chatting, not chit chatting like he is on his YouTube channel. And then I bought this book here, Zatanna #5, Brian Boland 1 in 10. Probably most. This is either the most expensive or the second most expensive book that Brian Boland did in that run. This is in high grade near mint. You know, the seller had, I think, $100 on that book. I asked if he'd take less. He said no. I said, okay, fine. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. I mean, this is a near mint copy. Also probably CGC worthy. Probably a 9.8, 9.6, easy 9.6, probably a 9.8. But happy, really happy to have that comic. And then I bought these last two books here at this con. I didn't buy a lot of books, but I did buy this. I've been looking for this cover in particular, The Monster and the Wolf. This was the first one I saw at a vendor, and he wanted $25 for it. I really didn't want to pay $25 for it, but it was a blind bag, and I didn't know how many bags I'd have to buy to get it. And so I said, $25. I was like, all right, fine. He is a local LCS in that he's an hour away. I've bought a lot of books from him. I thought he'd give me a discount, but he didn't. And so I was like, all right, fine. So I bought it. Now, I didn't understand why this was $25. I thought it was just because of the ratio of the bags. But then later I realized it's because of this. This is considered a trick comic because this came out in Halloween. So there was another cover, and I found this at another dealer, which I preferred more. And that's this, The Monster and the Wolf, without the clown. And so I paid $10 for that. Now, I would have rather have had just this one here and not even have bought that one. But and that is to go with this figure here. Now, the Chamber of Chills, original pre-code comic obviously is thousands of dollars. I mean, a graded 3 is like $7,000-8,000, right? Higher than that, 5, 6, we're talking 5 figures. So I love this action figure from Super 7. The colored one like this is harder to find. There's like 2 sold for like $50-60, right? And so what's funny is I bought this figure here from this seller here at his store. He didn't know what he had. I got this figure here from him for $15 plus 25% off, which I thought is hilarious. So, I mean, this is a $50 figure that I paid, what, 10, maybe $12, $11 for. And this figure is just going to go up in price. It's mint on card. Beautiful, great figure. If you can look, she comes with a cigarette. She comes with the wine glass in there, like the cover. So that's a great figure from Super 7. Probably my favorite figure from Super 7, actually. And it's all about the card. The card, right? Mint on card. So, all right. Let's show a few other. So, we're at 21 minutes, man. All right. So then, these are some books I got at another LCS for $1 a piece. Nightwing 102, cover B. If you know, cover Bs are going. Fantastic Four. What number is that? 240 and 239. They were $1. They were in high grade, near mint. I probably have these comics, but you're getting into late bronze, and they're still kind of or late copper. Hard to come by in higher grade now than dollar books. So I bought it. The John Byrne run on Fantastic Four, if you haven't read it, is fantastic. I mean, no pun intended. It is a great run. And then I got this, and I'm not sure why I bought this. It's Sensational She-Hulk number 31. It was in high grade, near mint, for $1. I'm missing so many issues of that run and most of them are not worth anything but $1. There's like maybe 5 or 6 books, and I have number 1, I have number 50. The one that I'm missing that is actually expensive is the Beach Ball, kind of Demi Moore homage to Vanity Fair cover. That goes for about $100. That's probably the second or third most expensive book in that series. But I saw it for $1, so I picked it up. These were New Comic Wednesday purchases. Jeff DeCall, gorgeous Amazing Spider-Man Black Hat cover. I mean, I can't speak enough on Jeff DeCall. I think Jeff DeCall and Ryan Sook do not get appropriate credit. I mean, they do some great work, and don't sleep on Jeff DeCall, man. I think he's gonna get his due soon. So Jeff DeCall. This is also New Comic Wednesday purchase, crypto cover, nice looking cover. I don't know who did that. Let me see. Can it say it on the cover here? I can't read it. I can't read it. I think it's Talasi or something like that, but I can't read it. But anyway. And then I got these for also a New Comic Wednesday covers. Mercado cover, Hello Darkness. Great looking cover. This looks awesome. They have some Jenny Frison cover Bs too that I have. I don't know where they are now. And then I got this also crypto cover. Supergirl. Art Germ with crypto on it. Great looking cover. The movie, I hope, will be a smash. I am looking forward to her, Millie Adcock, playing Supergirl. She just looks like she has attitude, man. Yeah. But anyway, and then I got this for $1. Nightwing number 100. This is the back side of the cover. Only reason why I put it on the other way, because I know I have a sub to Nightwing, so I know I have number 100, and so I'll put it together. It's a wraparound cover, Jamal Campbell, that's showing, the evolution of Nightwing in his costumes. All right. Then I got some other dollar books. Let's see here. Chassis, Adam Hughes cover, I didn't even know he did this cover, never heard of it before, but when I saw it in the dollar bin, I was like, oh, that's Adam Hughes. And of course it is. Now, I purchased this also for $1. Voodoo #4, gorgeous looking Adam Hughes cover. I know I have a copy of that, but it was in high grade near mint for $1. I wasn't going to leave it there. This I paid $5 for at a con. Catwoman #77. He had a number of I would say non-key issues. You know, it wasn't like 76, it wasn't 51, but it was in high grade because it's an all-white cover majority. It's hard to get a clean one. It was in high grade. That's probably my third copy of that. I think it deserves to be more than $5. Sometimes I'm in a store and I'll see a comic and I just think it deserves to be somewhere besides a dollar bin or something like that, and so I bought that. Now I did buy this book and it was $10. It is a trade paperback. Gods of Gotham is a 3-issue series in Wonder Woman storyline in Wonder Woman by Adam Hughes. This is actually the cover part of it, of one of the issues. But I bought that because it was signed by Adam Hughes, allegedly. It's not authenticated, and signed by Phil Jimenez. So I thought that was worth $10 for sure. So I picked that up. Got this for $10, and the reason why I bought that is I have this copy, but I only have it in the slab. So I wanted to be able to put it in my long box run, so I bought that. And then got another copy of Frank Cho's Halloween, Pumpkin Spice Harlequin. I like that cover, the all orange. And ironically, I got another copy of this, which I think I had forgotten I had bought that copy. Because it wasn't crossed off on my list when I was in Florida, and I bought that one at the store, record store. All right. We're going to just do a few more books on this haul, because it's almost 30 minutes. Whoa, that's a long time. All right. So I went to an LCS that I go to normally. It's about an hour away. And these are the prices. $4. Wonder Woman 187. I have all these books, but for $4, I couldn't leave them there. This is Wonder Woman 173. And I think both of these books probably go. This one goes for a little bit more. It had a little bit of heat when the movie Wonder Woman 1984 came out because she had that armor in the movie. So that book usually goes for at least 10. And this book here near mint also for $4 he had it. That's easily a $10 book, and so I wasn't going to leave that there either. And then I got these for cover price. I'd gone home to see my father and went to an LCS about an hour away, see some relatives that live in another city. And I hadn't been to this LCS since, since the death of Superman. They actually moved stores, and so I distinctly remember as a child, I was in high school, and or maybe I was in college, first year of college, and I went to this store, and it was Death of Superman polybagged, and there was a line out the door to get one. I got one. I think we may have paid like $20, which was a lot of money for the 80s. But anyway, I got that. That was the last time I'd been there. But I got that for cover price, $5.99, which I thought was a reasonable price. I actually sold one of these. I flipped for $25. The sweater weather covers, the beefcake covers, they say. And then I got this here for cover price, $3.99. All right. Well, I think I'm going to end there. Appreciate you watching, and that's my haul. We'll have another video here shortly. Peace.